Hello, and today I'm going to show people that want to use Dancer how to use Dancer. If you don't know what Dancer is by now, it's a cursor dance client developed by the user called Waiku. I'll leave links to his YouTube in the description, so if you want to check out his videos you can. So Dancer is a cursor dance client for Osu. I'll be talking about the main aspects of the client and how to get around it as simply as possible, starting with downloading it. To download it, simply click the link at the top of the description. It will be on screen as well. It will take you to the GitHub releases page. From there, simply go down to the assets and click on the dancer zip file, not the source code unless you want to look at that. Once you have a zip file, extract it somewhere where you can have easy access to it, as this is the folder that everything is in. Congratulations, you have now installed Dancer. Now comes the easy but sort of hard part, which is getting to know how to use it. In the folder, go to the address bar and press it once. The text should turn blue. You can erase it if it makes you feel more comfortable, but just type CMD and press enter. This will open up the command prompt for the folder you are in, so you don't have to go CD into it all the time. Once you're here, type D and press tab until it says exe, which has numbers in it. Now here comes the challenging part, knowing how to get the program to play the specific beat map. There are 4 different ways for a program to recognize which map you want played. The first is the title, so you can type -title or -t with the equals and then 2 speech marks. They have to be double speech marks and not the single ones, or it won't work correctly. In between the speech marks you have to put the name of the beat map. Make sure to get the capitalization the same as the map, as this is case sensitive. If you have one map with only one difficulty, you can press enter to see if it works. If you have more than one and want to get a specific difficulty of a map of the same song, you have to use the difficulty and creator arguments. These are simply -difficulty or -d with the same equals and double speech marks, and -creator or -g with equals and double speech marks. Most of the errors, if you end up receiving them, are going to be from spelling or capitalization errors, so make sure they are exactly the same. If you don't want to write them all the time, you can navigate to the Osu folder, which is at local disk, uses the user you're on. Now press view at the top of the navigation bar and tick the hidden items box. An app data folder should now appear. If you haven't already got it, go into it, go to the local folder, then go to the Osu folder, then songs, and here should be all your songs. In here you can search for a song and then go into a folder for it. In here you can search for your song which you want to get played by the program. Now select the difficulty and map you want. It says it in the square brackets. Once you select that once, press F2 to get the rename option. You can highlight the name of a song, as this is a part that the program searches for when finding the beat map. So press Ctrl C to copy it. Now go back to a command prompt and paste it in the speech marks with Ctrl V. If you aren't getting the correct difficulty that you would like, add the -d equals with the speech marks and go back to a folder with a song. As you can see, this is the beatmap file. There are 4 parts to it, which I'll explain. First is the name of the artist. This is if you want to search by the artist with -artist or -a equals. The second part is the actual song name. This is what I was telling you to copy before. The third part, which is in the brackets, is the map's creator's name. Use this if you want in the argument, without the brackets of course. Lastly is the difficulty, which is in the square brackets. This one is useful as it is probably the defining feature of every map file where there is more than one difficulty. This probably sounds quite confusing, but once you get the hang of it, it's very easy to remember the process. Once you get the beatmap file done, you can head back to a command prompt. Now you can leave it like this and it will work fine. But if you want to change some things, you can add extra arguments onto the end. Those being -cursors, which is how many cursors used in mirror collage. -tag, which I don't really understand, as when I change it, it doesn't really do much. So maybe someone in the comments can tell me what it does. -speed, which changes the speed of a song and map, so if you put it to 1.5 then it goes to 150% speed, which is basically double time. -pitch, which is like speed but it increases the song's pitch, so it basically turns it into nightcore, but you have to be using the speed argument for it to be like the true nightcore mod from Osu. Now is a mover, which changes how the cursor moves to each hit circle. There are 5 movers, which are flower, which is the default, linear, bezier, Now to say it. Circular and aggressive. Flower is nice and smooth, basically the opposite to aggressive. Circular is when the cursor jumps to the next hit circle in a perfect circle shape. Linear is when the cursor moves straight to the next hit circle but not as fast as aggressive. And Bezier is when the cursor moves in a slight circle but not fully. I don't know how to describe it well. The last three arguments are dash settings, dash FPS and dash debug. FPS shows the FPS on the replay, FPS in the bottom left corner. Debug shows some extra information during a replay, and settings is for people who have custom JSON files that want to experiment with the mechanics of basically everything on the client, which is what the Cursor Dance client provides that others don't, the amount of customizability it gives you. The settings.json file has so much little things to change in it that the video would have to be way too long to feature them all. I hope you have followed along well, and I'll see you all later.
まったく